Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. In this first episode, we'll be discussing the monster known as Pinky Pinky. The name may sound amusing, but to many people it represents fear, hatred, rape, and torment. This creature is more than a myth, it's a belief, and it's always out there, waiting for its chance. Apparently half man, half woman, Pinky Pinky is a creature whose origins may date back centuries to a time when it was known to the Zulus as the Undwungu Mbumvu. Today, she, or perhaps he, is a creature that has migrated to the cities and makes regular appearances in South African townships, from one end of South Africa to the other. Sightings tend to happen in clusters, and Pinky Pinky is usually found hiding in places where young girls are likely to be alone, such as school toilets or at the edge of rural woods. At best, this creature is a molester of prepubescent and pubescent girls, and at worst, a savage, murderous rapist. Pinky Pinky is almost unknown in white South African society, which is often but not always dismissive of such claims. However, for young South African girls, this creature is much more real and believable. It's a terrifying figure that features often in nightmares and occasionally in reports of sexual abuse. Both pre- and post-apartheid authorities have at times taken reported sightings of Pinky Pinky very seriously. Headmasters have closed schools to protect their pupils from the so-called myth. Official police investigations have been carried out to ascertain if there really might be something to this bloody Pinky Pinky business. Descriptions vary, but those that are consistent describe a pink-skinned, feminine man of late middle age, who dresses in a mixture of both male and female clothes. If a person surprises this creature, then they can see its face, which is human but ugly, mottled, and often bald. If it sees a person looking, then its features blur so that all that someone can see are its two pink-colored eyes. Its alleged victims say that what it tries is to corner a girl and to then speak to her in a musical woman's voice, and ask the girl if they want to play or be friends with Pinky Pinky. Other versions claim that Pinky Pinky will tell the girl all about herself and where she came from, but the girl can never remember exactly what she was told. Pinky Pinky then demands payment for her story. If the girl cannot pay, then she is abused or even raped by the monster. In most cases, Pinky Pinky only shows herself to girls that are on their own. It is for this reason that many South African teenage women insist on visiting public toilets with other women. Very little has been written about Pinky Pinky, although a group of students from FTA in Johannesburg did start to make a film about the creature in 2005. Today, Pinky Pinky is generally believed to be an urban legend that emerged as a result of political unrest and social anxiety. The rape and abuse of women and pubescent girls is still unacceptably high in South Africa, and it would be understandable for this fear to focus on a particular monster, such as Pinky Pinky. To put this in context, a study by Interpol, the International Police Agency, has revealed that South Africa leads the world in rapes. A woman was raped in South Africa every 17 seconds. This did not include the number of child rape victims. It was estimated that during their lifetime, 1 in every 2 women would be raped. Between 28 and 30% of adolescents reported that their first sexual experience was forced. However, there is an even older and darker element to this creature, Pinky Pinky. Journals of 19th century settlers and explorers of Africa often record the tales of strange beasts and creatures still unknown to science. After discussing the Pinky Pinky creature with a number of black South Africans, it seems that the legend and belief originated from 3 sources that may have become intertwined. The first source of the story lies in albinism, a genetic disorder that manifests itself as a lack of pigment in the skin, hair, and eyes. These pink people were, and still often are, seen by African culture as abnormal and slightly magical. Sadly, many of these unfortunate people have been subjected to terrible atrocities due to their condition. As recently as December 2008, the British newspaper The Sun ran a story entitled "Welcome to Albino Island" and proceeded to explain that a refuge for African albinos has been established on Ukureri Island in Tanzania. Some evidence suggests that in many places throughout Africa, albinos were driven from their families and made to establish a nomadic existence on the edges of society. These people were forced to survive by whatever means necessary, and in the process may have become the forefathers of the Pinky Pinky creature, living ghosts. The second source starts with the arrival of white explorers and settlers in Africa. The legend and fear appears to have convulsed in a new form. There is no doubt that the powerful newcomers often but not always abused their position of power and ran their farms in the manner of feudal chieftains. It was not unusual for a young African mate to find the middle-aged farmer of the farm or his sons, creep into a room and demand his rights. The third source refers to hermaphrodism, which is a genetic condition that results in a person having both male and female genitalia. These people are far more common than mainstream information channels suggest. The genetic diversity of the people of Africa is vast when compared to the relatively narrow genetic ancestry of those from the West. Hermaphrodism was often seen as just as abhorrent as albinism. These are the true African transsexuals, and it is a subject that is still considered taboo in many African cultures. Finally, it would seem that headmasters of schools in the troubled townships of South Africa deliberately resurrected the Pinky Pinky / Tokoloshe myth to try and make sure that vulnerable, young South African girls between the ages of 6 and 16 always traveled together in groups, thus drastically reducing the potential for assault and abduction by the Tsotsi gangs that had become so prevalent during the 1980s and 1990s in South Africa. So great was the overarching fear of violence at this time that Pinky Pinky became a lightning rod for all that was wrong with apartheid South Africa and occasionally resulted in believable mass hysteria. Pinky Pinky may or may not have been a real creature, but there is no doubt that young South African women have to deal with a great deal of fear from assault, abuse, rape, and other forms of personal violence. So do albinos, and it is tragic that two such vulnerable groups should have to be intertwined in such a strange paranormal manifestation. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment down below which monster you would like us to discuss in the next video.